So I recently saw the new Prince of Persia remake trailer and I was so hyped that I wanted to make an ancient fantasy themed CG artwork. I was going for the old and dusty warrior within vibe. So I started off with some Japanese pillars. After texturing them I duplicated and layered them down in a circular pattern as if they were guarding the central point. I wanted to add another layer of pillars encircling the point of interest, so I brought in a new type and decorated it around as intended. Now, before I go any further, I applied a beautiful texture on the ground such that it would seem like a part of an ancient stone castle. Everything was done except I needed something to emphasize on our point of interest, so I enabled Redshift fog and volumetric scattering in order to get those god rays. I enclosed the whole set in a dark box and punched a small hole onto it from which our sunlight would come. After all of this, we got the god rays as intended and the GI. I played around with the different parameters in our main light, which in this case is the RS sun, in order to get it to look better and more similar to what I have in my mind. I was facing a little problem with the GI, but I thought I would ignore it for now and leave it to be solved during the render. Anyway, it was time to bring our weapon, an ancient sword floating in the middle of the setup, waiting for its worthy wielder. That's so cool. So I brought in the sword and positioned it perfectly where it belonged, floating in the middle. Now it was time to render this, but there was a huge problem: rain. It took me another hour to optimize the whole thing and tweak parameters in order for all elements in the scene to get the correct samples. But still, I couldn't get rid of the grains and the scene was really dark. So I cramped up the GI and the samples to make everything more visible and grain-free and re-rendered it. It didn't look that good, but it was better than what I got before. After this, I brought it into Photoshop as usual to color grade it and tweak it more in order to make it look better. After all this, it was finally done. Here's the end result.
What you gonna do?
Comment down below whether you liked this video and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.